Hi, my name is Melanie. Quick disclaimer, I just smoked, so my throat feels a little bad. So I do content that is for, I guess, showing the transitioning process of like, there's a lot of really, really good content from people who are transitioned already. But there isn't a lot of content for people that are looking to see like what the process looks like, what it sounds like, what to expect. So I guess that's where I'm trying to go with this. Um, wow, my freaking throat feels terrible. I don't know why I just edited saying fucking, but I did. So if you are also looking to support someone who is in my situation, who is like thinking about transitioning soon, or they're in the early stages of transition, hopefully I can help, I guess, give a little clarity on where we're coming from to better support that person. And maybe to someone who is in my shoes, who is in the early stages or is thinking about transitioning soon, you will know that you are not alone. And that someone else is able to do it. I go to work every day. I guess not 7 days a week, of course, but I hold a job. I work 5 days a week, and that it can be done. I also have like a normal job. I don't have like a very high paying job. I can't afford surgeries. So, also to that person, don't be afraid. You can do it. Have strength within yourself. Love yourself. It's totally possible. It is difficult, but it is possible. So, to segue into today's topic is going to be about like how to handle not passing, and also slash like how to handle not being where I want to be. When I look in the mirror or when I'm talking and I know that I'm not there, how do I deal with that? So obviously it's going to like entail a lot of social situations. So I'll start talking about like my social situation today, which I feel silly for. My necklace is like all fucking rung up with itself. Um, anyway, I have a butterfly necklace and I forgot it. I was going out. I had already been out. This is the fun part. I had already been to a store already, and I didn't have it, and I was chill because I didn't know I didn't have it on. But when I realized I knew I didn't have it on, when I got to the grocery store, I fucking froze up. I froze up, and I was like not able to get out of the car. I sat there for like 5 minutes, and I've done this before for like 35, 45 minutes. I would just sit in the car and just like I don't have this thing, or I don't pass, or like, oh my god, I haven't shaved my face today, oh my god. And I'll do this like, oh my god, I've got, it's been 12 hours since I shaved last, so like I'm showing really bad, but at least I have a face on. Oh my god, but it's still showing really bad. Can I see it? I don't know. I've got a little lip on my finger. Um, so that is a big part of it. Like, I legit will just sit there sometimes, and it's like, it's real. I'm sitting there and trying to just get out of the car. And I used to struggle with this a lot more. So today, this necklace is like a big part of my look, right? Like some other trans content creators said that it's like a very affirming thing to do. It's very femme presenting, and it's a very ladylike thing to do. So I did it, and I agree. So I didn't have it on today, and it didn't matter until I realized it. First of all, to reinforce that this is all in my own head. I control this. This is on me. The necklace is great, right? Like, surgeries would be great, sure. All of that, like, a vocal training coach would be so fantastic. An immediate fix to my facial hair. All of the things that I want. That none of that matters if I'm not good here. And I know that's like, the MAGA thing, right? Is that we're fucking belong in an insane asylum, but that really is a thing. When I know I don't pass, and I know that I am not transitioned yet, and I'm not able to even self-identify as someone who is there, I self-identify as a trans lady. Um, I'm not fooling anyone. No one is convinced, as much as they may support me and recognize and affirm me and acknowledge me. It's not rude or mean to say that I'm not there. I think it's just truthful. And it's on me to deal with that truth, I guess is where that's going. It's a lot of internal looking in the mirror, and being okay with myself. And I guess one thing that made a big difference for me, I guess today, when I was sitting in the car, the reason this one took 5 minutes and in the past it took 45. Part of my being stoned, I'm kind of like having a hard time, kind of point to point here, but um, I laughed about something. I was super anxious. The anxiety was high, and I forgot to darken my eyebrows. Like, oh my god, no, not the necklace and the eyebrows. Like, what the fuck are we gonna do? Um, like, I made a crisis out of this. So, in my head, I thought about something super funny. There's an episode of the Game Grumps, which are a couple of online streamers. They are super stupid and super funny. I love them. My wife and I watch them a lot. If you are here, you should totally check them out. And there's an episode that they did that featured a bit on the Hell's Kitchen announcer guy that says fish really weird and things that rhyme with it. It's so stupid. It is seriously stupid. I'm trying to keep it together right now. I'm going to. So we're gonna stay on track and not think about fish. It's so dumb. So look up that video. Game Grumps Fish, like FY. It'll come up. It's super funny. And when I'm having those big anxious feelings, right, like very, very big anxiety feelings, if I'm smiling about something and I'm laughing, it's going to naturally counteract that for me. And there's, I guess, like, I just have something I know that I can laugh at. And I smile and I make sure that I do my part actively, right? Like, I'm going to work about my own mental health. I'm going to worry about my own mental health, my own emotional wellness. That's my problem. Yes, it's dude's fault for being a shitbag if he's a shitbag, right? Like, let's say that's what I'm worried about, right? Like, someone's going to be a shitbag to me and I'm not going to like it. Someone's going to misgender me and that's going to make me feel like a failure. It'll make me feel like I'm never going to get there, blah, blah, blah. Like, right, fill in the blank. It'll make me feel these things. But it's still my problem to deal with that. That's still my problem. Melanie has to figure out how to live with Melanie one way or the other. And whether or not someone says anything doesn't change the fact that I'm the one with the problem. I am upset about not passing yet. I am upset about the world not seeing me as a woman. That upsets me. They are not the one that has to live with me. I do. And taking personal ownership over that is huge for me. And as far as like getting out of the car and, walking out of my house or whatever, I have met so many women that have issues with how they appear. I knew one lady that had like dark arm hair and she was super self-conscious about it. And that lady was like in her 30s, so she's about she was at that age then what I am now. And she went to work every day. She did what she was supposed to do. She did go to the grocery store and she just got out of the car like it was nothing, even though she thought about that. And there's a lot of women that go around every day, like maybe it's like a birthmark on their face or something, or a stretch mark, and they face the world down and own it every single day. So as a trans lady who wants to be where they're at, that's something I can pull from. These women have been doing it for years. They are strong, and we can be strong like them too. It's not fair that we all get judged that way. Whether or not trans people are judged harshly or whatever compared to women is immaterial. It's not fair that any of us get judged that way. But those women still are strong and go about their lives. So I would probably advise to find a strong woman in your life who does know how to deal with that. Or for me, I just use them as like inspiration. Like they do that every day. I'm not even saying it's wrong to have a stretch mark. I actually just got one of my first ones. Thank you, progesterone. Such a rite of passage. But honestly, like, that's kind of what it is, too. Like, it feels like such a rite of passage to worry about these things. Like, I'm worrying about my appearance. This is something that women face. Women deal with this. I'm not saying 100% of women, but society kind of, like, judges us a little bit. We have to, like, always be on Trump's scale of whether or not he would grab us in ways we don't want. So, like, what that basically breaks down to is, like, hey, if Trump thinks you're at least an 8 out of 10, you're going to get sexually violated. If you are not an 8 or better, then you're not worth enough to him. Like, you're going to get put down and you're going to be worth less to us. That's kind of like the world we're in right now. And, like, again, I look around and there are women who go to work all the time. And none of them look like supermodels. And that's like such a like it's easy to pull strength from that. Um, and see the woman I want to be in action in somebody else. Um, so there's a lot of strength to be had from women around us. I have had a lot of support from women of all varieties, be they trans women, lesbian women, straight women. I've had support from Christian women. Um, One of my favorite people is a Christian lady. She is just like, I don't think she has it with it. She's just like my guild mama. I don't think she has it within herself to hate people. Um, it's so beautiful. Uh, she's got like a skin condition too, so like I know she's had issues with being self-conscious. Um, and is such a beautiful person. Such a beautiful person. Um, so take inspiration from the ladies that are doing it. And just know that we can be brave too. I guess another solution I would point out is that a friend of mine suggested when we were in a gaming tournament. When we were in a gaming tournament, and there was this guy that was like super toxic. Um, he was super toxic. He was super annoying. He was a big asshole, and we were stuck on the team with him. So my friend tells me like, "Hey, don't let this guy upset you," because it came through in the comms, right? Like we're a team working together. It's 5 of us, so um, we had been practicing for a while, and after like I guess a month of practice or something like that, 2 months with them, it came about tournament time, and the healer is like, "I'm fucking done with this dude. I'm done with this dude." And I'm kind of like, "Yeah, me too. I'm really sick of this guy. I can't stand him." And so he looks at me. You know, he didn't look at me. We're in comms, but um, he basically looks at me and says like, "Hey, is there any world in which a 5-year-old could say something that would upset you? That you would genuinely be like, pissed off about, that would offend you? Is a 5-year-old capable of doing that? And if so, what would it be? Like, what would that 5-year-old have to do to piss you off?" Um, and there was no situation, because I gave it real thought. Like, I treated it exactly like he intended it as a real question, and I treated it like one. And I could not find a single thing. So if I'm faced in a situation where it's like I'm not feeling affirmed, some days I go out and I'm just like feeling it and I'm owning it and I'm just like, And then there's days like today where it's like, ooh, I feel super anxious. Um, and I did get like probably 3 people I think I passed, like gave me the they, they gave me that look, like the scowl, you know? Um, so with those people, like they're a 5-year-old. No face a 5-year-old makes at me is going to make me upset. It can't happen. It's just not possible. And I saw that old man, all 3 of them. They were all old 3 men. Whatever, I'm stoned. Um, and I saw them, like, I just changed it to a 5-year-old, and all of a sudden, it didn't matter. Whatever. And I think that works probably not just for trans people, probably for all people. The person that told me to use that skill is a straight man. So it is applicable to all. It is hilarious how much power I can take back in my own like life and in my own head and in my own emotionality. Like that's what it's about, right? Like I want to be confident when I'm going out. I want to talk to people in a confident manner, even if I know I don't pass. And I love myself. I don't need to get validation through them. And like the part that sucks about being misgendered or looked at that way is less about like, yes, it sucks being hated. Like imagine every time you talk to somebody, like I have some coworkers like this, that every time I talk to them, they're gonna at least once a day, I'm gonna get some kind of like they're gonna go out of their way to treat me different. So it's a lot of times verbal things too. So if like every time I conversated with someone, they made a point to say something, or I made a point to say something offensive to them, that I knew would like hurt them inside, what would that person feel like talking to me? And I guess in that sense, if you're watching this video and you are someone that for whatever reason is misgendering people on purpose or using someone being trans as a weapon, imagine a world where every single day, if you meet 100 people, there's a decent percentage of them that are going to hate you. And a smaller percentage that are going to go out of their way to vocalize that and try to tear you down. Imagine something deep down inside that you won't say on the internet, that they're going to throw in your face. I guess I am brave enough to say it on the internet. I have a problem that I wasn't born a woman. And I guess these are, some strategies to get through it. I'm going to be confident. I'm going to pull on allies around me, including women. Of course, not every woman is an ally, but I would say that the vast majority of people I've had that are women are supporters. Not to say all men aren't supporters. Like, I'm not trying to put any demographic out there, I guess, but I'm also not trying to put out there that the majority of people are like that. Like, and often things, like a situation that happens often, the weed is good. Something that happens often with me is that, like, I'll get misgendered or something like that, and I can tell that the person isn't being shitty. Like, we've been smiling with each other, we've been interacting, like, hi, how are you? Do you have a rewards card? And, they'll give it the old, like, thank you, sir, or whatever, right? Like, and at that point, I genuinely would just be like, hey, it's she, her. That even sounds a little confrontational, like, hey, it's she, her, if you don't mind. Or I identify as she, her, or it's she, her, thanks. And I make sure that I'm friendly about it. I'm not going to, like, attack them. That's definitely a thing. People are allowed to make mistakes, and I guess in everyday social situations, that's, like, a big thing. I make mistakes all the time. I actually misgendered somebody the other day. It was a trans lady who came through the drive-thru, and I didn't have any problems, but when I spoke about her the next day to someone, I misgendered her. It was an accident. She still had, like, mustache showing, like she hadn't shaved, in probably a couple of days, so I just accidentally misgendered her. It happens. Make sure that we don't weaponize that against people the same way that we don't want it weaponized against us. And again, I think it's that understanding and the ability to pity the guy who looks at me with that. I feel bad for him. People have to walk around with him every day. He has family that has to tolerate that. That has to stand next to him in public while he does it. If it's anything like it was for me growing up, it was super embarrassing. It was cringe as fuck. Cringier than me. So I guess there was one other thing I wanted to touch on, and I think my stoner memory has kicked in. But taking pity on people is a big thing. I recognize that they hate themselves at some point. They hate people enough to just do random acts of just, like, disdain toward people. I feel bad for them. I don't hate them. I don't allow them space in my mind. I am going to just feel bad for them. It sucks. They aren't able to look at someone different than them and like, deal with that. And it's on me, again, to deal with, like, to deal with the reaction. It's their fault that they're saying it, but it's on me to deal with it. And these are hopefully some things that will help. Find something to smile about. Find some inspiration from either trans women or cis women. Take pity on people. Find a way to smile when I'm nervous in a social situation. And be confident and own it. My name is Melanie, and even if I don't sound the way I want today, that doesn't mean that I never will. And as long as I just keep pushing forward, I just keep doing my little thing, which has to be math soon. I have to go do my fucking math homework. I'm not excited. I'm not very good at it. So, I'm also super baked. Not sure how that's gonna go. But yeah, love yourself, treat yourself, do affirming things, wear a necklace, throw some motherfucking glitter on. It is so pretty. I love glitter. So anyway, I hope that helps someone. I'm not going to smoke more weed. I'm going to do math.